are inner monologue are quite scary. She's dead. Let her spirit rest in peace. I had to go to her reading list. I did not see a comment. I had a whiplash. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Benita and I'm so happy to have you joining me today. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you like book content, I'm talking reading vlogs, reading challenges, reading wrap-up, book review, book recommendations, what we love to do on this channel. As you can see from the title of this video, I'm going to be reading some of the most popular books of 2024 according to Goodreads. So Goodreads is my reference point for this video. Browsing to Goodreads like I normally do, I feel like I'm on that app every single day. It's one of my most used apps. So I was having a look through the app the other day, and I'm sure if you guys are familiar with it, the reading challenge page is completely different this year, and we have like reading, I think they call reading challenge like tags and stuff. So from one of those tabs I discovered an article, the 144 most read books of 2024. So I wanted to test them out, find out if they were the hype and why so many people loved reading them 24. So a lot of these books I've already read, and a lot of these books I have my physical TBR. So it's another way to kind of take down my TBR. I've seen a lot of like TBR takedown videos, but this would be a good one to actually take off some of my physical TBR. From fiction, in the 12 books I have read, oh my god, just one book on there, which was Carrie Soto is Back. You guys know how much I love that book. I think I read that book 3 times last year, so I understand why everyone loved that book. And then for historical fiction, which I was surprised about, 2 books on there by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And then for the mystery, I've only read 2 books on there. So I've read The Housemaid and The Maid. You can see there's a pattern here. And then for fantasy, 0. But a lot of those books I really want to read. And then for romantasy, I've actually done quite well. I've read 5 books of the 12, which is actually quite good. Romance, which I was actually surprised. I thought I would have read every single book in the romance category, but I haven't. So 7 out of 12, which is good. Young adults, we have just 4. I feel like in each category there's a lot of options for me to go into, so I think I'm going to stick with 3 books. I think I have a book in each category apart from horror, memoirs and things like that. Okay, so these are all the books that I have on my physical TBR that are on the list, so we're going to be picking 3 out of this. So the fiction category is the one I have the most books. I don't normally lean towards those books. I have all the intention of reading them, but I just always pick other books over them. The first book is A Little Life, Good Material, Where the Crow That Sings, Tomorrow, 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 Yellowface, Wildfire, This Twisted Games, The Song of Achilles, The Silent Patient, The Housemaid's Secrets, Divine Rivals, The Ballad of Song, Bird and Snake. I don't know how to pick these books. I think I'm going to go with the books I've been on my TBR for the longest. So I think I definitely need to read Yellowface because I really want to get into Kuang's book this year. So I feel like I need to read this to kind of get a style of like writing. Been on my TBR for over a year, so I just feel like it's time to read this. I need to pick one book from my February TBR. I am leaning towards Twisted Games. It's because the next book I have in mind to read is, you guys can probably guess it, it's in the same category as this, and I don't want to read 2 books from the same category. I want to try and read 1 book from each category. So because I'm going to be reading the next book I'm going to talk about, I'm going to go with Twisted Games. I need like a romance palate cleanser in between or like afterwards. I knew what I was going to read anyway. I already knew what I was going to read for this video. I know I'm pretending like I didn't know what I was going to choose. I knew what I wanted to read when I started this video, and I really want to read Silent Patient. I feel like it's time. It's been in my TBR for way too long from Edison to tackle it, which is why I'm not reading The Housemaid's Secret. Is because I'm going to be reading Silent Patient from the mystery and trailer category. I am so excited to actually get these books off my TBR. Okay guys, I'm going to be starting with Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. So from the back of this book, I'm very intrigued. Our FMC, or the main character, June, she just witnessed one of her rival friend die in a freak accident, and then she steals her final manuscript and then basically claims it as her own, which I find very intriguing. When I first read this, and the fact that there's like little droplets here, I'm thinking, is it like a thriller? So we do know R.F. Kuang does try to dabble in different genres, but so I'm very excited to read this. Let's go. Guys, I just finished the first chapter. I didn't expect this. This first chapter has set the tone for this book. If this book continues the way this first chapter has happened, crazy. That was a bit of a rush. No, just June June girl, the FM's in this book, she sounds like a horrible person. I'm sorry, like she sounds like a horrible person. The thing is, I see a tiny bit of myself in her, which is actually the saddest thing. Because like, let's face it, everyone has felt this, where you can't help but compare yourself to your friends, especially if you have like really successful friends or family member or close acquaintances that are really successful. Compare yourself to them because they're doing so well and you're not. So it's quite like you have that oh my god, why not me kind of conversation. I get it, and I feel like everyone's had that, but I feel like our inner monologue are quite scary. I'm laughing. I don't think she's a nice person. It's very interesting. I'm actually really enjoying this book. It's your calling. It's divinely ordained for you to steal someone else's work, piece of work. She had my mind open the entire time because I can't believe what this girl is actually doing. Hi guys, so I'm still reading Yellowface. I am now like on chapter 9 and I wanted to come here and talk to you guys about my thoughts on this book so far, guys. So I told you guys that when I read the first chapter, I was so like, I really enjoyed the first chapter. It was really good and I'm still enjoying this book, but I am finding the main character of this book, June, she's so unlikable, but I'm still enjoying the book. Like, I'm struggling. This June girl, she has so much jealousy in her heart. She really hates Athena, her best friend or like longest friend or whatever. Like, they're basically frenemies. Like, I am reading this book and she always, anytime she's feeling something, she brings it back to Athena. This girl is dead. She is dead. Let her spirit rest in peace, I beg. Like, some things she says here, and fuck it, I would just say, taking Anita's manuscript like that, she's like, pay back for the things Anita took from me. So basically, she feels vindicated that she stole this girl's manuscript because she feels that's payback for the things that Anita took from her. Book follows June, really. She's like the main character of this book. So it started off June and Athena. They're not best friends. I keep saying they are frenemies. They went to university, went to Yale together, and they both are inspiring writer. Athena is very successful. All her books have been on best-selling charts. Everyone loves her. She's getting book deals, Netflix deals. She's famous. Athena is Chinese. I think she's Chinese American. And she grew up in, I guess she grew up like in England. So she's from a privileged background. Like, she went to boarding school in England. She had such a different upbringing, and now she's having this amazing life. June, on the other side of this, she's a writer as well, but she's not successful as Athena, and they literally still remain friends, but she has like deep-rooted jealousy towards Athena, which is I think that's completely normal to feel jealousy. You started together as like nobodies and now she's like famous, so that is understandable to feel jealousy. What June is feeling is a lot more. Everything I'm telling you right now is at the back of the book, so this is not no spoilers. Athena and June have kept their friendship going like by just like superficial friends. Like, Anita just had a massive deal. Like, Athena had a massive like deal, like a celebration. They went out together, had drinks, and they went back to Athena's house, and then an accident happened and basically Athena died, right? So at the rush of everything that's going on, June stole one of Athena's manuscript and she's now passing that book off as her own. Basically, she stole a book from a dead girl and now she's successful. The book is like one of her best-selling book. Like, I'm reading this book, I'm really enjoying this. I don't know if you guys saw before. I'm reading this book and my jaw is like on the floor. Like, I can't believe it. The inner monologue that's going through June's mind, I'm just like, this girl, she's not sorry. What did she say? She said, fuck it. I would just say taking Athena's manuscript felt like payback for the things that Athena stole from me. Basically, I don't know what maybe I'm going to find out more in detail in the book that maybe Athena did steal from her. From what I'm gathering from her, basically she feels like Athena stole that from her or something. Like basically Athena is living her life, like she was due for success, but Athena is not. But some of the things her mind is like she hates her. The hatred that June, is it hatred? I think she hates her. I was saying before, oh, maybe she's jealous, and jealousy is fine, but right now I think it's hatred. Some of the things that this girl is saying throughout chapter 8, and I'm just like, what? You stole from her. So basically, the book that she stole is basically a book about like I think it's Chinese military, like a historical Chinese military kind of story. So obviously Athena did a lot of research and she has the background, so it kind of made sense. Like, she'll be accepted, like, obviously, just like, oh, a Chinese American writer writing about Chinese history is kind of, you know, it's easier for people to take on than I guess a white author writing it. So she's getting a lot of criticism, obviously, like she's gonna get and stuff like that. But she is obsessed with being famous. I just feel like she's coveted. Athena's life for so long that right now that she's leaving it, she would do anything to protect her. We were going through an entire process of her like signing this stolen book with the publisher, going to publishing, all the PR and everything that goes into the marketing. Now the book is published, she's going through all like the reviews and things like that. So it's crazy to me that our mindset is still thinking like, oh, you know, basically she sounded like if Athena was just, because she's diverse and she's kind of meeting like a quota kind of thing, that's why she's successful, because she's having like flashback, not flashback, no, it's not flashback moments, because she just reminisced about some of the times that she and Anita spent together, and every single time she's just like, you can just hear the hatred and the jealousy coming out of our pores. And I have never read a book where the male character is this unlikable. Like, June is an awful person. She's not sorry. It feels like having that book is alright. Oh, no, the insult. She's like, oh, I'm just like paraphrasing here. Like, why should Athena be the one writing about Chinese issue because she's Chinese? Obviously, like, she can't even speak Chinese. She went to school in England and her parents work in tech. Like, she's so privileged. She had a trust fund. I'm sorry, she had all that, but you still stole from her. It doesn't matter if, you know, she was rich and she doesn't speak Chinese and she doesn't understand, like she's just like a talk, like, whatever you think of her, you still stole from her. I feel like jealousy is healthy in a positive way. If you see one of your friends successful, doing better than you, like, there is no way, it's human nature, you're going to feel some kind of way like, oh my god, they're doing better than me. Like, you check yourself, but you have that moment and you move on. And then also, if this person is bothering you this much, if they're seeing their success is bothering you this much, stop spending time with them. They're obviously making you unhappy. They're obviously not giving you joy. They're obviously making you rage. They just take them out of your life. If they're bringing this such negative energy into you, making you like have this negative energy around you, stop being around them. That's what I think. But nah, and I don't think the author wants us to like her. I don't know, because I don't see how this is going to turn around. Like, because right now this book is published and she's doing all this like weird book tours and shit like that, all the promo for the book and stuff. No one has come out yet, but surely she didn't get away with it, because according to this, someone's about to expose her. This person has just been waiting in the back, like basically watch her rise up and then it's going to bring her down. That person's even evil. I love the cover. Look at that. Look at that. I love it. It just makes me happy. Oh my god. This is crazy. I just finished Yellowface, and guys, this entire book, my mouth was gasping open. This is such a beautiful story and I really enjoy reading it because it's unhinged. I get it. I get why this book is so popular. I get why a lot of people have read it. I've never read a book like this, but I've watched quite a few movies like this. As I was reading, I was thinking about, there was a movie. You know me, I always have a movie reference point for you guys, so that you guys have something to reference. There's two movies that came to mind. One that I think it was Bradley Cooper and Zoe Zandana. The Words. It's like a romantic thriller. So basically, let me find overview. Rory, a writer, finally achieves recognition after publishing a best-selling novel. At the height of his success career, realized it must now pay for stealing someone else's work. Yeah, so The Words. That's why I remember that movie. This is it. This is basically it. So, and then there's another movie, Suki from Glimmer Girls. I can't remember her name. Melissa McCarthy. Can You Ever Forgive Me? Yeah, those two movies came to mind because it's kind of the same. Basically, you steal someone's work and then, you know, it kind of just ravels from there. That's kind of, I was thinking about that, but this is actually like the book form. So the story is not new, and I'm sure this happens a lot in the publishing world. I feel like this happens more than people talk about, and I'm sure people get away with it scot-free. But in this book, June obviously didn't. I was reading this book and I feel like June is diabolical. I think I told you guys yesterday, I feel like the jealousy she had for Athena, literally, it was seeping into our soul and it was like coming out of our pores. That's how much she hated her. So that came through. But like, she was so entitled, like, I did the work, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. But then if you flip it around, there is actually no victim in this book, because Athena is a piece of work as well. She was hated by her. She didn't have any friends. She was lonely. She was popular, but she exploited a lot of people's emotion and story to get ahead as well. So she wasn't innocent, and it sounds like she exploited her parents' like trauma. She stole June's story. Something traumatic happened to June and she use that to get published in something. No one's a victim here. That doesn't justify what June did, but June, I don't think she's the first one that has ever done it in the world. Like, she saw an opportunity, she took it. This entire book was a span of 2 years. So when a friend died, when she published all that success, she wrote a second book that she stole again. She wrote a second book where she used Athena's, basically stole booktube from her. I feel like she was so strong. Like, someone tried to blackmail her about, like, you know, and they didn't have any evidence. She was so like, oh, you don't have any evidence, blah blah blah. She was like defending that. Then it baffles me that after 2 years, how she got taken down at the end. I just feel like, oh, you've done it for so long, why would you fall now? Like, you were so, just stick to your gun. You've literally been selling this life for 2 years. Why would you like 40 times? Like, oh god, at that point I was like, oh god, you're supposed to be silly. And then let's talk about the third character. I knew who the ghost was. I knew it. First issue with the Twitter issue, I thought it was actually the ghost, the person I thought was the ghost. I thought it was her, but I was wrong, obviously. And then yeah, but the ending for me was like so good because it's so realistic. I feel like the ending was just like, oh my god, this girl did not think it through. And also the third character, as I said, no one is the victim, but she is a little bit psychotic as well. If you think about it, you are a psycho. Like, you are unhinged and you have so much time on your hand. Like, everyone in this book is fucking psycho and unhinged, and they are so desperate to be famous. Because I feel like June wasn't even I think she was jealous of Athena's writing. Obviously she was, there's element of that, but I think she was more jealous about spotlight and being famous. At one point I was like, you're successful, you have money, why do you care what people say about you? Like, I think Candace is also a villain, because I was just like, you basically almost killed her, and why are you so pressed? This has nothing to do with you. Like, Athena wasn't your friend or a user as well, because you now have a story that you're going to sell, I guess, but you're not a victim here. Basically, but this book was fucking amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed this book because, but I feel like my issue with June is that even though she was the villain in this book, which she is the villain in this book, she kind of like thinking in her mind, she thought she was the victim. I thought you are is actually a psychopath, because is a psychopath or sociopath? I don't know which one. Actually, one of the path. She is one of them, because she was convinced that this is her book. Like, she was, oh, you know, being wild, being Karen. I was just like, oh my god, this is diabolical. I just think it's really funny. Like, it's not funny. Like, there's nothing about this book is funny, but like the situation of this book is actually really funny, because I'm just like, wow. And oh my god, the writing of here. No, I told you guys I read this book because I wanted to get a taste of R.F. Kuang's writing style, because I have so many books by her that people have been talking about, and then people love her. Just wanted to get an idea of what a writing style was like, and if this is a writing style, I'm excited to dive into more of a catalog, because she might be my writer of my author of the year, like my new author of the year, basically. I find the situation funny because I'm just like, wow, this is so almost comical, but like some of the things that June did, like, she was literally battering with a 17-year-old girl. I'm just like, you need to move on. Like, I had a good time reading this. Covered tracks. The entire book was actually quite interesting to like read. That's what you're following. You're basically watching June try to cover tracks and get like high moments and low moments. And I just realized this entire book, she doesn't have any friends. 2 years, I think I was her only friend. Kind of isolated. I guess if you're a creative and a writer, you're like used to being on your own for so long. Back, showered, changed, and ready. I'm not comfy, but we are picking up our next book, Silent Patient. Oh my god, the cover is just like over 1 million copies sold. It's a psychological thriller. This book is very popular. Everyone talks about, I feel like as much as people talk about The Housemaid, how popular The Housemaid is for like mystery category, this is a close second. First published in 2019, so it was published 2019 and now in 2025, but this was still popular in 2024 because I guess it must be great. We're going to start Silent Patient. I actually can't remember last time I spoke to you guys. It's been a couple of days now that I spoke to you guys, but I'm still reading Silent Patient, and that's how much I've read out of it. I'm not gonna lie, I am struggling a bit with this book. I am finding it really hard to get into it. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm intrigued to find out what's gonna happen, and I'm probably gonna finish this sometime today or tomorrow. But to be fair, I'm in a little bit of a reading slump at the moment, and I am not a person that gets a reading slump. Last month I had such a good reading when I was so happy, but I feel like, I'm gonna say this, an onyx storm has put me in a reading slump, and any single book I pick up, I'm expecting to get that same feeling, and I'm not getting it. So I'm really struggling to find books that will get me out of this slump. So because I am in a reading slump, that's why I'm struggling to read this book, and I can't shake it. Like, normally I'll go to my comfort reads to help me get into the next book, but I'm really struggling. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do, just take a bit of a pause. So probably take like maybe a day or two, not read any book, don't do anything, just like don't pick up any single book and then come back and maybe I'll feel better. I am making my way through nicely. I am now on page 90 and there's about maybe over 300 pages, so I've just about what 30% into the book. Yeah, 30% into the book, so I'm really early days into it. There's basically two main characters in this book. There is Alicia, she is the victim in this book, and there is, I think his name is Theo. Theo and Alicia are kind of the main character. Theo is the therapist and most of the book is from his POV, and then we get a little glimpse of Alicia's, I guess, diary entry. Alicia, she basically is accused of killing her husband because she was found with her husband's body, like it was shot multiple times, she was covered in blood, and I think the gun was on her. And they've arrested her, they tried to question her, but she hasn't spoken since her husband died, I think about 6 years now. She's basically mute. Everyone's assumed that she's guilty, and now she's been checked into a psychiatric hospital or clinic or to serve as a sentence. But Theo, I think his name is Theo, is very intrigued with her case, and it feels like it could help her find out what happened and get her back to what she is. Intrigued to know, like, you know, who did it, who killed her husband, why is she not talking about it? So it's quite interesting. So normally a book like this, I would be hitting this up, but again, I tell you guys, reading slums are not easy. I forget, like, it's not nice. I read for comfort, I read for joy, and when I'm not able to kind of move, every book I'm reading just a bit blah. I'm just not getting that excitement from a book. I'm not liking it. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go to the bookstore. I've got a few errands I need to run anyway and pick up a few bits. Maybe that'll shape my mood. I'm just gonna go outside, do something different, and maybe I'll feel better. But also, guys, I invested in a TBR card, which you guys can't probably see, but I have a TBR card now. So the next book I want to read is Twisted Games, and also it's on my February TBR, so it's like two birds one stone. So I'm not sure if I should just like leave this and just go straight into this. So I'll come back because I don't know when I'm going to pick these books up. It might be later today, it might be in a couple of days, I'm not sure. But whenever I pick it up, I will come back and then we can talk about it. I don't think it's actually Onyx Storm that's giving me the reading stuff, because after Onyx Storm I read Yellowface and I really enjoyed that. Obviously I read Yellowface with you guys, so I don't know. I think I'm just in a reading slump. I've had such a good high from books so far. I just think I need to take a break. It's not a race, it's not a competition. I just need to like take a step back and then come back again. Hi guys, wow, so it's been a couple of days now. I am about to start the third book we're reading in this vlog, which is Twisted Games by Anna Wong. This is the second book in the Twisted series, and yeah, I am really excited for this one. This one is a bodyguard forbidden love romance, a little bit of a Grumpy Sunshine. So this follows Reese and Bridget. It's quite nice to get like a nice romance. I feel like I've been reading, I just finished Silent Patient, I read Yellowface, and we're just gonna finish off with this. I'm really excited, so I'm gonna start this. I have already started. I've read about 100 pages, I think, no, like 80 pages of this book. I started this book last night and I'm just about to head into the office, and so I'm going to be reading this today. But first impression, this looks really good. So there's two parts of this book. So I'm in the first part now, and the first part, it kind of crosses over with some of the scenes that we saw in Twisted Love with Ava and Alex. Bridget is a princess and she's going to university in America, so she needs a bodyguard. Her bodyguard, the one she has currently, is having a baby and he wants to spend more time with his family, so he's moving back to their country. The country is like a small European country. I think it's giving like Princess Diary. I can already guess where the story is going because we have two parts, but I'm finding it really weird. So the MMC Reese is basically a new bodyguard, is younger, is very handsome, is like, there was, as I said, there's instant connection between them from get-go. I don't know how it's going to work out between her. She's a princess, can she be with a commoner, an American? I don't know, but I guess because she's not in line, she's not like going to be queen, so I guess it's fine. But from the hint of what I'm getting with Reese, I feel like we need to get more of his backstory. I have a feeling, I don't know, I just have this feeling that there's something like Reese, because right now I guess Reese's family it came up from a bad background, but I feel like he might have family in Bridget's country. I don't know, there's something. I feel like when this plot thickens with this book, I am going to be in for a nice surprise. I feel that's what Anna Wong was from Twisted Love was like that. Came excited of like a nice easy breezy romance, and then the plot twist was quite nice, like it gives an extra bit. So I feel like the extra bit I'm gonna get, I'm looking forward to it. From the hint, I feel like it's gonna be good. Anyway. Hi guys, I have now finished Silent Patient, guys, and guys, what the actual fuck. I just realized I've read some actually like weird books in this vlog, even though it wasn't like planned. The plan was to like read obviously the Goodreads books, but in a way I've picked some similar-ish kind of books in terms of like the main character or the narrator of the story. Yeah, that's it, the narrator of the stories are not the nicest people. This book caught me off guard. I couldn't believe how it ended. Okay, let's rewind back. I don't think I'll give you guys any updates since I started reading this book. So obviously Silent Patient, I can't really give you guys too much, because if I give you too much of it, I'll really actually no, I don't think I'll give you the plot, no. So basically the first part of this book, I was sucked in because I was very intrigued by find out who actually did this. This author laid out so many possible suspects that I actually started like thinking, okay, maybe it's this person, maybe this person. Towards the middle, I felt like it was a bit like slow, like nothing was happening, and then it picked up again, like around like the 40% mark. It picked up again because there was a little twist, basically, because obviously this book is narrated by Theo, and also we guess Alicia's side as well, because there's an insert of her diary, so we can know what she's thinking as well. So obviously the main focus of this book is Theo helping the hospital, but then we see a little bit of Theo's personal life, and he's having like some crisis in his personal life as well. We get to see that, we learn more about his background and things like that, so it's kind of like putting about the main characters. So yeah, so when that happened, I was like, okay, I was very into this book. But this book, the plot twist and the person that actually did the crime, I didn't expect that at all. I was so off mark, so off base about who did it. I was nowhere close. I couldn't believe that. I could not believe it. I was that literally gave you a whiplash. As I said, the author laid a lot of groundwork, like with so many, gave you so many suspects, so it kind of confused, because everyone in this book is kind of like a suspect in a way. But yeah, it's crazy. So I really enjoyed this book. I think the last 20% I listened to on audio, because it felt like a podcast I listened to when I was working, so it was quite nice. This is a 4-star read for me, not a 5-star, and I get why this book is so popular, because the story is, you know, it's intriguing. I love that I was set in London. Also, there's other books by this author that I really want to read. There's one more book I want to read by him, The Fury, another like murder mystery that happened like in the Greek islands. I'm really intrigued, and I think I like this author's writing style. Was quite nice, because I did not see it coming. I had a whiplash. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, this is like, even on here it says a #1 New York bestseller. This is actually really good. This kind of murder mystery, like I really enjoy reading it. But one thing about me is that even this book wasn't that long. This book was basically like, what, actually just over 300 pages, and at one point I was thinking, oh, I just want to find out who did it. So I don't think I have the patience for like murder mystery, but I did enjoy this book, and I think that is not to do with the book, it's just my preference, I guess. I don't have the patience. I just want to know, but I did stick with it to the end, because I just wanted to find out what's happening, because there was so many characters and so many things, and this book is definitely worth the hype. Obviously my favorite story I've read so far is Listen for the Lie, which is on the list as well. I love that. That was my favorite. Obviously Silent Patient is not up there, and The Inmates by Freedom McFadden. I think that's the only book I like by Freedom McFadden. It's about 7 o'clock right now. I just have my dinner going, and I'm going to start reading Twisted Love. I started Twisted Love this morning when I spoke to you guys, and I just realized I didn't give you guys my review of Silent Patient, which is, I think I don't think I even read Silent Patient on camera. I think I just read it off camera, which is this. Today I didn't get a chance to read on my commute. I didn't get a chance to read at my lunch, so I haven't read anything. So I'm just going to like have my dinner, get cozy, and come back in. I think I'll read here. I am loving my little corner that I've made here. I wanted to get like a Kindle stand, because my bookshelf is that you guys can see my hand in the mirror. I was gonna go on those clippy bookshelf stands. You can just come forward and I read from here. How cozy would that be? So I want to read here tonight. When I come back to you guys, I said games. I keep calling this a lot of games. Okay guys, so it's now been a couple of days. I have finished reading Twisted Game by Anna Wang, and I really enjoyed this book. I literally finished this book last night. Oh my god, the gold on the cover is like peeling off. I really enjoyed this book actually. I think I'm pleasantly surprised by the Twisted series, to be fair. I don't know why I'm surprised, because what I expect is what it's given me. One thing I love about Anna Wang, I feel like I kind of understand the way she writes. I like the way she writes conflicts, I guess, and the conflict in this book was really nice. So this book follows obviously Bridget and Reese. Bridget and Reese. It's obviously princess bodyguard situation. She was like second in line for the throne. Something happened. Now she's not the first in line for the throne, and she can't date a commoner and all that kind of stuff. I did have some theories when I was reading this book. I kind of saw some things coming. I think I enjoyed this book more than Twisted Love, maybe. Twisted Love, maybe. I'm not sure, or maybe I like them equally. To fair, I read Twisted Love like a couple of months ago now, so I can't remember. But Twisted Game, for me, I like the fact that this book, literally the entire relationship between Bridget and Reese span out over 3 years. There was no instant romance, like they spent a lot of time together. I can believe that they actually established a relationship, a friendship, because they were with each other every single day for like 3 years. So they're bound to fall for each other. So I think it's quite believable. Sometimes when you read some of this bodyguard situation, it's quite instant romance. Most of these popular contemporary romance books, they happen over a span of like a couple of months or like maybe a year tops, but this happened over 3 years. I'm going to rate this a 3.75 star, which I think is the same rating I gave to Twisted Love. And I understand why it's so popular, and I understand why the Twisted series is very popular. To be fair, most of Anne Wong's books, I think I've said my favorite series by her is this King of Sin series. I really enjoyed that. I think they are easy contemporary romance. They are spicy. The spice in this is good. I am actually gradually like enjoying Anne Wong's writing. I think her and Elsa Silver are similar in the type, not similar writing style, similar in the types of books that they write. What, like, you know what you're gonna get. You're going to get you know the kind of money you're gonna get, you know the kind of splash you're gonna get, you know the kind of FMC you're gonna get, that kind of vibe. Yeah, basically it's basically what you paid for. I don't know if I'm explaining myself. I think I'm just waffling now. Anyway, I really enjoyed this book. We actually read 3 popular books. I read it as quick again, so these books are, or the books we picked from, are the popular books of 2024. And the reason why they're so popular according to Goodreads is because a lot of people had them on their shelf and they read it last year. So it was like popular most read books of 2024 basically, and I completely get it. I don't have my copy of Yellowface with me anymore because I enjoyed it so much. I lent it to my friend. I just feel like she will love it too, so she has my copy of Yellowface. So I only have Silent Patient and Twisted Games. I think all the 3 books I read, I get the hype of every single one of them. I think for Yellowface, I completely get the hype of Yellowface. That book is sensational. Like the emotion that book like got out of me, even thinking about it right now, and I'm just like, that is amazing. Like Araf Kuang's writing style is something I cannot wait to read more of her book. Like I am gagging to read Poppy Wall. I am gagging to read Babel, and I think she just announced a new book that she's releasing this year as well. Like I am becoming a stan of her. I've only read a book by her, guys. When I read that book, I don't know, the emotion, I don't know, I just can't explain that. So I get why that book is so popular. That book is so not conventional. Like I think I mentioned to you guys. And obviously Silent Patient was another good read. This really shocked me because the plot twist, I didn't expect that. I was completely gagged. And when I read books, I always kind of guess who did it. Like I always have an inkling, but this book, the author laid out so many suspects. I was so gobsmacked. So definitely this is what the hype as well. I feel like every single book I read, the 3 books I read in this video, I feel like everyone's read this book. They are not new, brand new books. Getting back into reading, you get a lot of your reading recommendations from social media. I feel like you would have heard of Yellowface, obviously. You would have heard of Silent Patient. If you like thriller, if you like thriller books, you definitely have read Silent Patient. Or if you're looking for like contemporary spicy romance, you will have read Twisted Game or read Twisted Game or read Twisted series. So also, I was looking online yesterday and Goodreads just published the most popular romance books for the past 3 years. They have a list, I think top 100 romance books of the last 3 years. So let me know if you want me to see a video of me reading some books off that list. I feel like I probably have read majority of the book on that list already, but if you want me to pick some books to read on that list, let me know and I'll do another reading vlog where I read those like top popular books from the Goodreads like top 100 romance book for the past 3 years. So yeah, that comes to the end of this video now, and if you made it this far in the video, comment a red heart emoji. And if you've read these books, do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know if you enjoyed it, what the hype. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, press the little notification button to be notified when I have a new video. And I've also linked some more of my reading vlogs if you want to check out more reading, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.